Hey, what's up, guys? Houston McMillan here. Let me ask you, have you ever wondered how is it possible a person with an 800 credit score get denied a Chase card, a Bank of America, a Wells Fargo card? Well, I'm going to explain to you what happened and what you can do so that it doesn't happen to you if you're in the 800 club. Now, number one, I tell people, name. Name is one of the most important things when it comes to an application, okay? And I made a previous video on that, and I'll put a link below. But here's the thing about it. If your name is not matching the name that's on your credit report, then this can actually get an automatic denial, okay? Now, with, say, Chase pulls what? Experian, FICO 8, right? So if there's a different name on your Experian FICO 8 than on that application, then this can cause you to get denied, all right? So this is very important because a lot of people, they're not aware of this and they're scratching their heads and stuff. So that's number one. Number two is address, all right? Now, address, you're like, wait a minute, I know my address. But yes, you may know your address. But is that same address matching number one on your credit file? So what I mean is that you put an address on here, but because all these other databases that the credit bureaus are pulling from and stuff, they're putting different addresses, old addresses. If you had an authorized user on your file, they're putting that address on your credit file as well, right? So the latest activity that's happening on the credit file, that's the address that they're putting on the credit file. And a lot of people are not aware. Like I said, you can have an 800 credit score, so that's fine. But if you don't have this basic information understood, then again, you can get denied. All right. So that's the reason why you actually want to make sure that you have this information so accurate. So that way, when they go to pull your credit application, you have no issues. All right. Now, if you need your real credit report, there's going to be a link below for you to choose it if you want to. I'll tell you that if I were you trying to get any type of funding on the personal side or business side, I will pull my credit file first to make sure that those addresses are accurate. All right. That's number two. Number three, inquiries, right? So here's the thing about it with Chase. All right. Chase is very sensitive with inquiries. Okay. So where I talk about the inquiries with a 6 to 8, once you get in this danger zone, this can get you disqualified. All right. Just this alone can get you disqualified. And again, most people are not aware of this, right? So you've been on an application spree, right? And you've been applying for all these accounts and everything. Then all of a sudden, they're like, well, we can't help you. Now again, remember, you have a 800 credit score. Now, I want to digress on something about an 800 credit score or higher that people don't understand. You can have two trade lines, just two trade lines on your credit file with the right accounts that can give you an 800 credit score. Now, because you have a 800 credit score, that does not mean that you're going to get approved. The reason is because you have a thin credit file. All right. Because you have a thin credit file, now they don't have enough data in the system to actually approve you. So that's the reason you have to have between 3 to 4 accounts. All right. Now, for most people with the 3 or 4 accounts, they're usually going to have revolving, right? They're usually going to have revolving accounts on the credit file. Okay. And so because you only have this, you have an imbalance. So that's the reason I tell you, you need to have some type of loan on the credit file. I'll tell you what happened to me. My score usually sits about a 830, 835. Okay, 830, 835, right? But what happened is, not thinking, I made the mistake and I paid off one of my loans, right? And because I paid off one of my loans, my credit score dropped 40 points. 40 points just because I paid off that loan. And so by me having paid off that loan, now granted, I do have a mortgage on there, but I don't have a car loan. I don't have a personal loan on there. I just have my mortgage. I don't have student loans, right? Because I don't have those type of loans on the file, those type of installment loans on the file, then my credit score drop, right? So now my credit score, because I don't have that type of loan back on my file yet, my credit score hovers between like 785, 815. All right. So that's the thing about it. With some people, they don't understand how big of an effect certain types of loan on the credit file can actually happen. All right. So now here's another thing that can get you denied. Too many new accounts. That's right. Too many new accounts. This can happen with Chase. Chase being a 524, right? So if you have 5 new revolving accounts open within the past 24 months, this will get you declined. Now, how do you get around this? Well, if you have a 524 and you're trying to go out for Chase, you come out better trying to go for a Chase business credit card, okay? And that sometimes will backdoor you over to that, right? So that's the reason why I tell people you have to be very careful on the type of accounts you put on your file, because you can miss out on the opportunity, all right? Now, here's another thing about having too many new accounts on the file, is that with Chase 524, you have to apply for a business account in order to get around it. Now, there's also where you can call the recon, right? So the recon, sometimes they will work with you, look at the file and stuff like this. Another reason why you want to call the recon, and this is very important, with the recon, okay, say that you had an authorized user on the file. Say that you had a line of credit on the file or a personal loan on the file, all right? Sometimes they will count those 3. Because they count those 3, that's calculated to your 524. Well, actually, that shouldn't calculate into your 524. Your 524 should only be the revolving cards. So since that should only be your revolving cards, what you have to do, you have to reach out to them and let them know that, hey, these are these accounts, this is not a revolving. And because once you explain that, then they'll go ahead and approve you. Now, if you was going for like a Wells Fargo, like Wells Fargo is a 724, right? And so with Wells Fargo, they are a FICO 9 Experian, right? So Wells Fargo is a very good low-hanging fruit in terms of getting credit cards, because again, with Wells Fargo versus like Chase, when Wells Fargo gives you a credit card, many of you may not know that they also give you convenience checks, right? So with those convenience checks, whatever the credit card is, you can actually transfer that balance over to your bank account for cash, and then you can use it for investing and things of that nature. All right. So that's the reason why you may want to look at Wells Fargo instead of Chase when you're trying to get funding and everything. And so I'll probably make a separate video. Put a comment if you want me to make a separate video comparing the two, and I'll go further into explanation. Now, if I'm doing a good job, also hit that like, comment, and share the video. Don't forget to hit that bell, because if you don't, then you don't get notified of my videos as I release them. Now, here's another thing, and this here is very big. Relationship. Okay? That's right. The relationship. Say that you've been getting credit cards like with Chase Bank or something like that. Because of the relationship, I don't care if you have an 800 credit score, because you may not have a bank account with them, you may not have a savings account with them, you may not have a business account with them, because you don't have that relationship, that banking relationship, I should say, with them. Then this also can help your chances of getting multiple cards with an institution. The reason is because they want to see loyalty. All right, so they want to see loyalty when it comes to people that they're doing business with, especially in a climate like today. There's so many institutions that are fighting for your business. So a lot of them are trying to lock you down, so that you're not able to go to, not that you're not able to, but you would take serious consideration of going to another institution for funding. All right. So I hope that this video helps you and understand why, even if you have a 800 credit score, that does not mean you're going to get approved. Right? Because those other factors. So if you have any questions about business credit funding, personal credit funding, removing negative items off the credit, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.